In the first lesson, we learned how to make this head, and in today's lesson, we're going to learn how to make the body. This is part 2 of a series I'm doing on Blender character creation for 3D printing, so if you want to learn how to make characters like these, follow along. And this part is going to be pretty much what they call in the industry the blocking phase. Okay, so we're gonna just add a sphere, make that 2 times the size, and that'll be pretty much our neck. And we are going to generate subdivision surface modifier, maybe go to 3, sure, and then apply that. Okay, and then we're going to duplicate it and then move it down here, and then let's just I'm gonna be honest, I'm just gonna eyeball this a little bit, but yeah, we're blocking out like the base body shape of the model. So yeah, this is gonna be our torso, that's gonna be our waist. That's gonna be our shoulder. Upper arm, lower arm, and then let's just copy that, and those will be our legs. And yeah, we can keep it these like basic shapes right now because we can always change it later. And I only need to do one side because I can just like copy it for the other side. And I don't like using the mirror modifier for this because when you do the mirror modifier and let's say you apply it, it makes this into one object, and that's not what I want. I want to move this arm independently of this arm. So that's something I don't do. At this point, let's add something that resembles a foot. And I am going to be honest. The foot is one of those things that's like pretty hard to get right. Okay, so here what I'm doing is I'm just making a sphere, and I'm selecting all of the lower half, and I'm gonna scale it on the Z by 0 to flatten it. Okay, then I get something like this. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, turn on proportional editing, maybe about that much. I'm gonna move it on the Y up a little bit. And that is gonna be pretty much our front part of the foot. And I'm gonna duplicate it. And then kind of do the same thing, but squish it for the heel, right? Something like that, so that we have something like this. And this is pretty much gonna be our foot for now. And let's do a couple subdivision surface modifiers to make it look, the same. Okay, now, and then the hand is a little bit more complicated, so we're not gonna worry about that for now. Okay, so now we have to kind of like shape the body. And that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna take this middle torso, we're going to apply the scale because we're going to start sculpting. Turn on the X mirror symmetry thing. And then we're just gonna, as is, just grab and like pull with the grab brush, okay? So here's what I know. I know the chest is usually, kind of out. The And ideally the stomach is a little in. Okay. Same thing with the back. We got like bigger on the top back, and then slimmer on the lower back, ideally. And then let's give him some like kind of like shoulders, I guess. And then lose the love handles, ideally. And then kind of like give him a chest, right? Okay. For now, this is fine. Let's go on to the waist area. So yeah, you see how this is like a little wonky? That's because we did not apply the scale. That's what I mean. You should always apply the scale before you start sculpting, and then now it's perfectly round. Okay, turn on X symmetry, and then let's shape it. Whenever you want to like hide some things, you can press H to hide them, and then Alt H to bring them back. Okay, so I'm just gonna hide this while we work on the waist. Let's sculpt. We're in crab, so I think that looks okay. Here we want like a booty. And again, I'm going to say this a lot, but does not have to be perfect, okay? There are all different types of bodies out there, and yeah. We just need like a basic shape, right? And I think that does the job. All right. Okay, let's move on to this. And then we're gonna apply the scale, and we're gonna sculpt, and we're just gonna go into straight up like free sculpting. And one of the first things I like to do is hold shift and just smooth things out so that, you know, these like extra lines go away. And here, I'm gonna go use the crease brush, that's Shift C, and kind of like outline. Let's turn the strength up to 0.5 and kind of outline the like the muscles. Okay, so it's kind of like that. Okay, and then we're gonna do a draw brush, and we're just gonna give it a knee right there. Okay, and then we're just gonna hold shift and just smooth out pretty much all the spots we just made, so that there's just kind of like a hint of muscle definition, and like it's not, you know, the sharpest detail, because, you know, maybe our person isn't very muscular, but everyone has muscle in their body, right? And that's what we're trying to show. And I think that looks pretty good, so we're gonna leave it and move on. Here, this one is a little bit more tricky. Let's apply the scale, go to Sculpt, and change remesh into 0.05. Remesh. Let's smooth out the model. And yeah, we're just gonna take the grab brush. Let's symmetrize it. So even though it's like tilted, it's symmetrized. We can still symmetrize it because we didn't apply the rotation. As long as we don't apply the rotation, I'll try to explain it. As long as we don't apply the rotation, this is still like according to this object, like up and down is the x-axis. So when we try to sculpt, symmetrizing on the x is still, you know, like the two sides. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. So we can sculpt it like this, and we'll know it'll exactly like split down the middle, like the same. Okay, so we're just gonna make it so that we have like, you know, like our calves, but like a thinner ankle. We're gonna do like that, and then a deeper. Okay, I think that looks as good as it's gonna get. We're gonna go into back face, and we are going to Shift C, and then like I said, we're gonna put like the muscle definition. And then finally, we're gonna give it some like the ankle bone. Okay, and then let's just smooth this out, smooth that out, smooth, 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 smooth. Just smooth that out a little more. And you know what? I'm just gonna call it good. Okay, as for the foot, the reason I have like these two like sections is because I like to have like an ankle tilt in case I want like my character to look like they're like tiptoeing, something like that. So I want two sections. Okay, so here we're just gonna sculpt it to look more like a foot. Okay, so I'll just put that down. Okay, that's maybe fine. And then this is looking a little too big, so let's scale it down a little bit to maybe something like that. And yeah, just like the front part of the foot, we're just gonna sculpt it ever so slightly. I don't know, maybe we don't even need to. So that it looks something like that, right? I actually think this is, yeah, this is too long, so I'm just gonna scale it on the Y. Like that. And then Okay. Oh, whoa, whoa. The okay, something like that. Again, doesn't have to be perfect because we can always change things up later. This is just kind of like a reference that we have. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's apply. Okay. So this is what we have, and that's fine. So now we're gonna actually parent these, but before we do that, we're gonna have to change the pivot point. So when I rotate this, I want it to rotate here so that it kind of mimics how like real legs move. And to do that, we're gonna press Control period, and then we can just press G to move that pivot point right here. I already made a video on this, so if you want to check that one out, there will be the thing at the top. But yeah, what this does is it allows us to kind of rig our figure without actually using the rig function. Okay, so let's see what this does. So now when I rotate this, it rotates right there, which is where we wanted, the foot hinge. And then this, when we rotate it, it'll rotate it like that. In this case, you would have to like kind of move this knee over here, but this is just, just for reference. So we don't really care about that right now. And then, yeah, when we rotate this, I think it's a little off, but it's probably fine. Yeah. So now we're gonna make what I call a parent chain, so that when I move this, the whole leg moves with it. Okay. So we're gonna take this, and then holding Shift, click this, and whatever we click last is gonna be what the thing is parented on. Okay. So we're gonna press Control P, and then set parent to object. Okay. So now when I move this, this moves with it. Right. But when I move this, this doesn't move because this is parented to this, not the other way around. So I can do this. And then this is supposed to look like it's like tippy-toeing. And then, yeah, we can fix this up later, but yeah, that's what we want. We want these to portray like big motions. Okay. Okay. So now when I move this, that moves. When I move this, that moves. And so forth. So it is at this time I would get all of these. And this is like the best way I know how to do it. If you can think of a better way, please let me know. So to keep all of the parenting and all the moved origins to their correct spots, I duplicate this, and then I apply any rotation that may have happened already, and then I scale it on the X by -1. That way it's pretty much perfectly mirrored, and I could just kind of put it back so that now I have this, and now I have this. If you want to do the splits, this has to move a little bit down like that, but otherwise this is how it is. And yeah, looking at it like this, these defined muscles, they like don't look quite right. Like I think the ankle bone should be a little bit down more, but at this point doesn't matter. Okay. All right, let's press Alt H to bring the arm back, and then let's do the arms. I'm gonna make it like this. And then I'm actually gonna isolate this by pressing back. What is it? Slash? Slash or backslash? I don't know. And then let's apply the scale, and then this is where the bool tool comes in. So I want to merge these into one object. So I'm gonna press union, and that's what it does. This is pretty much a like a Boolean modifier, but this way it's a lot quicker. And this let's go into X-ray mode. It like gets rid of any like internal geometry, which is really nice. Okay, so let's apply the scale again just in case. Go to sculpt mode, and then we're gonna remesh it by 0.05, which is what I like when I'm free sculpting. And then yeah, so here we're gonna make kind of like a armpit, so I'm gonna press Control, you know, something like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're gonna crease, let's actually smooth all this out. We're in crease brush, and then we're just gonna define like the bicep here. And then I have no idea how like triceps look, but I don't know, maybe something like that. I don't know, doesn't really matter. And then I think there's like something like this. I usually, yeah, do that for my muscles. Okay, and then we're just gonna take the whole thing and smooth it out. Smooth it out, and let's maybe crease this. Crease this a little. Bit more. And I'm just gonna call it good. Okay. Okay, let's do the forearm. Apply the scale, go to sculpt mode. Yeah, because the forearm is thinner by the wrist. Okay, pretty happy with that. Let's remesh it, 0.05, remesh, and then just kind of smooth it out. And then let's get rid of the symmetry. I'm gonna add a little elbow here. Yep. And then as for like the muscular lines, I believe there's like one here, one here. Something like that. Yep. And then just smooth it out. And then there's gonna be like a little bit of a wrist knuckle. Like that. Okay. Yeah. Looking at it, I'm pretty happy with the proportions. It seems like it's pretty close to what I've been doing. So the arms look kind of long. Like this looks kind of big. So let's maybe scale that down a little bit. Okay. And this looks I don't know. This looks maybe not the best, but doesn't matter. I say a lot of these don't matter because what we're gonna do is we're gonna add like armor or clothes over it, so you won't even ever see these. And if you do, it'll be like a very small part of it. So like maybe like he's wearing gloves, so you'll see like this part of it. And when you see that, you'll never know how bad it actually is. Okay. Let's sculpt the torso real quick. Okay, so scale, sculpt. Remesh 0.05, remesh, and then let's smooth it out. Okay, perfect. We are going to give him some pecs. This will be kind of like his neck. Some like the shoulders. Let's go back face. Go straight down the middle. And then I'm not sure how exactly the back muscles look, but I think there's something like this. There's like something like that. Okay, you know, sometimes you might have to Google some images. Look at this guy. Okay, so yeah, I pretty much had it. I don't know, something like this. Going into front face. And you really, really don't need to get this detailed, okay? This is just overkill, in my opinion. But yeah. And then we're actually gonna use a new brush. It's the inflate brush to kind of inflate like the parts we want to stick out a little more. Okay. So obviously the chest will stick out a little more. Maybe these areas, I don't know. Maybe the shoulders a little bit, the back. Maybe like a little bit of love handle, okay? Yeah, so we're gonna take this whole thing, we're gonna smooth it down, and hopefully it looks decent. Okay, I think that looks fine. Maybe sag this a little bit, I don't know. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Let's do the waist area. Apply the scale, sculpt, remesh, 0.05, remesh, okay. And let's, here I just, oh, why is it so strong? Let's turn the strength down to 0.025 or 0.25. And then I just go like this to kind of give it that bulge. Okay, and then oh, meant to do control. I'm adding like a little whatever that thing is. Part of the pelvis. No, that bone. What is that bone called? Okay. And then still in the crease brush, we're gonna give it the butt crack. And then let's smooth this out. And then I think this looks fine, but if you wanted to, you could inflate it to be the size and shape you want it to be. Okay. But I think this is fine. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay. All right, so we are actually almost done. We just need to do the hand. Okay. So here we're actually gonna add a cube, and let's scale it on the X by 0.5 so that we have kind of like this rectangle or square. And in edit mode, I'm gonna just add a few loop cuts like so. And this is just to like get the basic shape. And I'm gonna inset. I'm gonna take all of these and then just kind of like pull them out. Oh, get rid of proportional editing and then pull them out like that. Okay. And then maybe add a loop cut around there and then add 2 loop cuts like that. Okay, so this is what we have. And then when I add subdivision surface modifier, it'll smooth it all out to look something like that, which is fine. And we're gonna apply it. Okay, now we're gonna apply the scale. Go to sculpt mode, remesh 0.05, and then kinda just smooth things out. This is looking a little too squarey, so I'm just gonna smooth the edges down a little bit. And if I had to go by difficulty, I would say sculpting the head is the hardest. Sculpting the foot is second hardest, and then the hand would be third hardest. Okay, so if you're having trouble with this part, join the club. And I'm just gonna make it look a little bit like a hand. Let's do the knuckles again, and then add the, it's like, you know, like your bones. Oh, I don't know why I went straight into the booty right there. Okay. And then smooth it out a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Let's save it. Okay, this is not looking right, so let's scale it up a little bit. And yeah, let's rotate it. Okay, that's fine. All right, let's add a, let's go with sphere. Okay, let's scale it maybe by 0.5. So I want to keep these rounded edges. So I think what I'm gonna do is just select this by, oh, okay. I'm just gonna isolate this real quick so it goes straight. I don't know what's going on with the camera. So to select this middle line, you just hold Alt and then click it. And then I'm going to bevel it. So Control B, and then it makes these two, you know, it's supposed to like smooth it out, right? but I just want it to be 2 lines kind of like in the middle. So yeah. And then what I'm going to do, go into X-ray mode, and I'm just going to move this top part up so that it looks kind of like a pill. But this is what we want our fingers to be, okay? And I'm just going to subdivide it like so. This is so harsh. GG. Sure. Going with it. Let's apply that and then get out of this. And the finger is looking kind of big, so we'll scale it down. Okay, and the origin's here, but maybe that's fine. So here we're just gonna duplicate it. And then to make it smaller, we can scale it on the X and then duplicate it again, because our fingers will have 3 sections like this, okay? And then I am actually gonna move the origin points to, you know, for it to be like that. And then control period. And then let's do the parent chain. Control P, this, control P. Okay. So I'm just gonna move this so that it doesn't look so unnaturally straight, right? And then we'll just fix this to make it look like that, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna duplicate. We're gonna make this one a little bit smaller, and then we're gonna make this one a little bit bigger. And you notice how if I just make this bigger, everything else gets bigger too, because it is parented onto this. Right, okay, something like that. And then let's take this one, duplicate it, and then this will be our thumb, but thumb is a little different, right? So first it does have this, like if you look at your thumb, you might think you only have 2 sections, but there is actually a 3rd section that's like kind of buried in the hand that moves, you know, that is able to move like here and here, right? So we just gotta make sure it's around that point, so we can go like, you know, that, something like that. And then this, let's actually just go into sculpt mode, grab and make it so that it's, you know, a little wider. Oh, jeez. You know, something like that. And yeah, we'll still be able to like move this around, and this thumb is still like able to, you know, maybe there. Something like that. It's fine. But yeah, I do this so that you can like change this, change like the fingers to look like whatever you want. You know, you could do like a peace sign, or like it's holding like a weapon, right? And let's do that there. Oh shoot. Okay, so the reason why you do like the changing of the pivot points first is because look, now when I do this, because I want the wrist to pivot here, when I move that, everything else is gonna move with it. All right, so you want to do that first before you start the whole parenting process. Okay, but it's not too big of a deal because we just grab these and we could all just move those back to where they're supposed to be. Maybe like here. Sure. And then I'm just gonna, real quick, I'm just gonna work on this, the palm, a little bit. I don't want to spend too much time on it. But yeah, it was a little too blocky right there, so I'm just gonna move that. And then maybe do a crease, like something like that. Right? And we'll call that good. Just kind of smooth that out. Smooth that out. And then call it good. So yeah, we're pretty much done. I didn't do this, so let's do that real quick. Move that here. Yeah, that's probably fine. Move this here. And that's probably fine. Okay. So let's finish this parent chain. This to there. Control P. This and this. Control P. This to this. Control P. And then I think I want, usually I parent everything to the torso, but I think I want to parent everything to the waist. That way when I do this, well, we didn't do the head yet, but when I do, we're gonna change the pivot point for these. That one's fine. Yeah, see, there it is again. Okay, move that down, move this back up. Okay, so now when I move this, yeah, we're gonna move this pivot, nope, we're gonna move this pivot point to where the neck is. And I think the neck is good where it is. Okay. So yeah, control period, back to normal. And then we're going to parent everything on the head to the head. So control P. So now we got this. Okay. So we're gonna parent this to the neck and then parent the neck to the torso. And we should be good. I don't like how sharp this is, but usually there'll be hair or like a helmet to cover that. So, yeah. Oh, we didn't parent. So we're gonna parent this to the waist. So now when we move the waist, the whole thing moves. But we can have them bow down. And then let's do the same thing we did with the legs. Just duplicate that, move it over, apply the rotation, and then scale this on the X by -1. And then just move that over to we think is good. And then, yeah, this is our base figure. We're done. Except the arms are looking kind of long, so I'm just gonna scale these down. Maybe like that. Yeah, I think that's fine. And yeah, just by looking at this, I think this is a good place to start. The ankles look horrible. This whole part looks really bad, but like I said, we don't really care at this point. We just want a model we could like pose. And yeah, let's save it. Okay, real quick, let's if we wanted to make this into a female, there's only one thing we need to do, and we just add some boobs. Okay, so we're gonna add a sphere, and again, this definitely does not have to be perfect, but yeah, you go around like so, and then I'm gonna take the point here, add a proportional editing, and then just kind of like droop it down, because boobs are usually not perfectly spherical. Okay, and yeah, this definitely does not have to be perfect. And obviously you can like change the size or whatever. Let's add a subdivision surface modifier. Go to, yeah, that. It's looking very torpedo-like, but let's scale it on the Y maybe. It's just sharpening the torpedo. Okay. Whatever. Let's apply and then we're just gonna join these so that it is one object, but we have to scale, and then we have to remesh. So we're gonna remesh 0.05. Yep. And then we're just gonna like smooth out the edges here, like so. And yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this because, just like everything else, it's gonna be covered up. With like clothes. So yeah, this does not have to be perfect. In fact, I think that looks fine, maybe. I don't know. I've never seen boobs before. But yeah, if you want to make them bigger, you can inflate them. Make them like stupid big. But I like to go, a modest size, I guess. But yeah, save this as a different file. So I'm going to save as new base, new female base body. Okay, and then yeah, we're done. In the next lesson, we'll look at how to do the hair, and the hair actually tells you a lot about, your figure. So look forward to that one. But for now, I'll just show you like a little montage of different poses that you can achieve with this when you get done with it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.